Hey, so today I'm trying to do the second of a particular series that I started last year. Yeah, so it's kind of a follow-up to that, but don't worry if you haven't seen that first one, you don't have to have. I'll just briefly explain what it's all about. So, IMDB, or the Internet Movie Database, is, well, a website online that, you know, has a lot of movie facts. And there's this one little feature, or whatever you'd call it, I guess, that just has, like, interesting tidbits or whatever about movies, you know, interesting trivia. And the thing is, though, that it's like Wikipedia in that anybody can contribute to it. Anybody can add anything to it. And I'm sure they, you know, fact check as much as possible and whatever, but the truth is, you know, there are thousands and thousands of movies and probably way too many submissions for every single one to get checked. I'm sure things slip through the cracks, and that's basically what this video is going to be about. It's going to be about those little pieces of trivia that are just weak, just piss weak, just funny, stupid ones that just aren't very interesting or are wrong or anything like that. So yeah, I've done a bit of, you know, research or whatever. I've found some funny ones, and that's just kind of what this video is going to be. What I like to do, this thing that I'm doing, the thing that I'm explaining to you right now, is what I like to call pathetic IMDb trivia.
Downhill.
This is the first project that Julia Louis-Dreyfus, the one from Seinfeld, and Will Ferrell worked on together. Despite having been big names in comedy for years, both actors had never met prior to the movie. You mean that, like, not every comedic actor knows each other in real life? This is shocking news to me, I have to say. I thought that just, if you're an actor, you know every other actor in the world. You know, just like how doctors know every other doctor in the world and stuff like that. You know this.
The Invisible Man.
During the final confrontation, Adrian makes reference to how their future lives together will feature surprises, which is a nod to the single word text that he sent her in the movie earlier when he was supposed to be dead. Yeah, I watched the movie too. Like, that's not a piece of trivia if it's like just a thing that everybody would know from watching the movie once. You know what I mean? Like, they're not trying to hide that. That's not like an interesting little hidden Easter egg or something. That's just part of the narrative.
Scooby-Doo.
This is the first animated Scooby-Doo film to include
mild language.
I love that. That's so vague. I love when, like, the parental things, like, you know, the strong coarse language, that makes sense. This is MA because it's got strong coarse language. But I love when it just says, like, really vague stuff, like mild language. What the fuck is mild language?
The Hunt.
Alright, this is, like, my favorite one. I love this. This is so stupid. This isn't the first film Ethan Suplee has had to run and try and catch a train. It just says first. The first time he had to run for the train, not a train, was in the movie Unstoppable with Denzel Washington. So, yeah, Ethan Suplee, the actor, has run to catch a train before in another movie. Think about that for a second. He's run to catch a train before. The films are forever interlinked because of this fact, and it's definitely not an interesting piece of trivia at all.
Doolittle.
Robert Downey Jr. and Tom Holland appeared in Captain America Civil War 2016, Spider-Man Homecoming 2017, Avengers Infinity War 2018, and Avengers Endgame 2019. That's the whole fact. There's no more here. That's everything. Thank you, Doolittle. Like, if I only knew Robert Downey Jr. and Tom Holland from Doolittle, and I didn't know them from their most famous roles, like, this just seems like a waste. This is nothing. Everybody knows that they're Iron Man and Spider-Man respectively. That's how you speak. Nobody knows Robert Downey Jr. from Doolittle. They cast him in Doolittle so people would see Doolittle because he's popular, because he's Iron Man. We all know already.
Doolittle again.
Robert Downey Jr.'s birthday is April 4, one day after Eddie Murphy, whose is, you guessed it, April 3, who played the character in Dr. Doolittle 1998 and Dr. Doolittle 2 2001.
To all the boys I've loved before too.
This movie is longer than the first movie, which was 1 hour and 39 minutes. Oh, these facts are putting me to sleep. That's just the most boring fact I've ever read in my life.
Fantasy Island 2019. 2020, actually, sorry. 2020. Came out this year.
This movie was shot on the island of Fiji. Parisa Fitzhenley who plays Julia, played a character named Fiji Kavanaugh on the series Midnight, Texas, 2017. In the books upon which that series was based, the character was named after the location in which she was conceived, the island of Fiji. That's amazing. What a crazy coincidence. Fiji. Cool. Maybe that's interesting to somebody. I don't know. Certainly not to me.
Frozen 2.
This is the 17th computer animated sequel to not be nominated for the Academy Award for Best Animated Feature after Shrek Forever After 2010, Cars 2 2011, Madagascar 3, Europe's Most Wanted 2012, Ice Age, Continental Drift 2012, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs 2 2013, Rio 2 2014, Hotel Pennsylvania 2 2015. Look, the list goes on. There's a bunch. And I've noticed this with pretty much every animated, major animated movie like this. For some reason in the IMDB trivia, they really want you to know consecutively which number it was to or to not be nominated. Or I've got another one here for Frozen 2 where it's the 14th film to be rated PG by the Australian Classification Board and then a list of a bunch of movies. Who cares? So, why does it matter that, it was the 14th one after all these other ones? Why is that a thing that anybody would care about? Some movies are PG, some are G. It's just a thing. Is this trivia that you really need to know or something, that it's specifically the 14th? I've also read a bunch of ones that say this was the whatever number, this was the 15th one to be rated PG or whatever in the 2010s. And it's alright. And often, if you look at ones that came out in 2019, it'll be this was the last one that was rated PG in the 2010s. And it's sick. That's because it was the last one that came out and it's a kid's movie and most of them are going to be rated PG or G, it just doesn't seem like it matters all that much. And it seems like a lot of work was put into these particular items where they list all of them and the years that they came out, and it's why? Nobody cares.
Magic Mike.
Matthew McConaughey, who plays Dallas, is in fact from Texas. Oh my god. Can you believe that? His whole persona, who is known for having that southern accent and stuff, is actually from there. Wow.
Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, 2016.
At the very end of the movie, when Lois drops a handful of dirt on Clark's coffin in Smallville and walks away, the dirt begins to levitate before the screen cuts to black and the credits roll. This implies that Clark is still alive. However, he doesn't get revived until Justice League, blah, blah, blah. Okay, all this stuff. Yep. That's what that scene literally implies. I think everybody who saw that understands that that's what that scene means. That's not trivia. That's just part of the movie.
Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice.
While Bruce is talking to Clark during Lex Luthor's party, Bruce says that Gotham already has enough trouble with villains that like to dress up as clowns. This is a reference to the Joker. This is just... The thing is, when it comes to movies like these that are super, super popular, they usually have 800 entries of trivia. And half of them will be shit like this. It'll be this character says a line that very obviously meant this thing if you were paying any attention whatsoever. It's cool. I needed the IMDB trivia thing to tell me this. IMDB, filter your options a little bit more, will ya? Because what is this? That's nothing.
The Dark Knight.
Featured in the A to Z of superhero movies from A bar to Zezza via the MCU, written by Rob Hill. I would also like to point out that nobody on IMDb found this interesting, because you can vote if you found something interesting or not. Nobody found this one interesting. All right, and so I looked it up. This one's kind of an interesting one in a way, I suppose. So this Rob Hill guy is somebody who has 300 followers on Twitter. So he's not super famous or anything from what I gather. I've never heard of the guy anyway from what I know. And so I'm going to guess he added this trivia of himself, about himself, trying to get that exposure. And to be honest, kudos to him. Go him for that kind of desperation to get exposure wherever you can. Thinking outside the box a little bit there, and I'm kind of for it. I like it. I saw it. I'm not going to buy the book, but I know his name now, I guess. And I'm saying his name now too, and maybe you're going to look it up. Go this guy. He knows what he's doing.
Richard Jewell.
Kenny Rogers, whose concert is seen in the film, died 4 months after the premiere of the film. Look, that sucks. Sorry, but okay. Like, what significance is 4 months there? Like, what is that? Like, he died sometime after the movie came out. Like, it would have been, you know, if he died a month later, this would say 5 months. And it would be the same, like, it's not really a piece of trivia, it's just a sad fact that happened. And it's not really, like, specific to this movie exactly. Like, I don't know, it's just a thing that happened. I'm not sure.
Every Hunger Games title.
Liam Hemsworth and Woody Harrelson appeared in The Duel 2016. Every single Hunger Games movie has this piece of trivia because it's really important that you know that they were both in a movie together. After these movies. And there's another one that is on every single Hunger Games movie as well. Jennifer Lawrence and director Francis Lawrence are not related. I was really worried for a second that they were related there, but you know, like, I don't know. I guess some people would have been wondering that, but you can look that up. You don't have to, like, I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just complaining today. I'm just being sassy pants.
Toy Story 4.
This film, along with Toy Story 3, remain one of the only films of the franchise to not have a directorial effort by John Lasseter. One of the only, it says. That is literally half. There are 4 Toy Story movies, and 2 of them were directed by this guy, and 2 of them weren't. That's just half. Some were and some weren't. That's not a piece of trivia. I think I mostly get mad at things that are supposed to be trivia, but just kind of aren't trivia.
Hobbs and Shaw.
Jason Statham and Cliff Curtis appeared together in another movie, The Meg. In that movie, Jason's character's name was Jonah. In this movie, it was Cliff's character who was named Jonah. Ooh, I guess somebody had to be named Jonah, right?
Hobbs and Shaw.
Dwayne Johnson was very supportive of exploring the idea of Hobbs's family, allowing for many more Polynesians to be cast as his relatives. Okay, that's alright. That's good. I can see, that's interesting. But it goes on, there's more. But wait! This was a definite nod to Vin Diesel's constant references to family in the previous Fast and Furious movies. No, it wasn't. That's not a reference to something that they say in the movies. That's Dwayne Johnson wanting something in real life to give actors opportunities. That's not a reference to family from Fast and the Furious.
Joker.
I'm the Joker, baby.
Alright, this one is listed as director trademark. I love this. It's such bullshit. Popular songs from whatever era the movie takes place in being played throughout. That's his trademark, that they play popular songs from the era that the movie's set. Okay, so for Joker though, the film has several scenes of songs from the 1970s and early 1980s being played, which showcases the era of that film. Like his other movies for his director trademark, like in The Hangover 2009 and The Hangover Part 2 2011, where I'm guessing, I don't really remember, but I'm guessing they played popular music from those years that it was out. Like, for one, that's not a director trademark. That's just a thing that movies do all the time. Like, you play music from the era that the movie's set because it dresses the scene, and it wouldn't make much sense to play a modern song if it's a period piece. Like, that wouldn't really come across very well. But also, they use examples here, The Hangover and Hangover 2, which were set modern day. Of course they were playing, that just means they were playing popular music from that day. Like, it's not that big of a deal to play fucking, I don't know, Black Eyed Peas in a 29 film because they were popular at that point. That's not being like, oh yeah, I'm playing music from this era when you made it in that era. That's stupid. Alright, anyway, whatever.
Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
A broken hotel sign flashes no vac instead of no vacancy. In the future dystopian video game Fallout New Vegas, one of the main towns is named Novac, after the broken no vacancy sign of its only hotel. Alright, I kind of like this because it's like, I'm a fan of Fallout and New Vegas. Love it. Love it. Completely love it. Big fan. But this is a coincidence, surely. And if it's not, then the game came out after the movie. So the game is making reference to the movie, which I doubt. I think it's just a coincidence because I love Kiss Kiss Bang Bang and I gotta say I don't remember this. But let's just say it is. Then that's a piece of trivia for Fallout New Vegas. That's not a piece of trivia for Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. You know what I mean? Because it wasn't intentional. If anything, they came up with it first, or it's a coincidence. So it's not a piece of trivia for the movie that came out in 2005 when it was a video game that came out in 2009. You know what I'm saying? Or 2010. I don't remember.
Doctor Sleep.
This is the last one, and we're really ending things off with a bang. Are you ready for this? It's an amazing piece of trivia. Mike Flanagan and Stephen King had lunch together after the screening. And ate pizza! That's it. That's the whole... That's the note that I've got there. They ate pizza. Yep. I'm shocked too. I'm shocked. Just let's have a moment of silence for that. Okay, so yeah, that's all. Hopefully these were funny. Hopefully they were as funny as the last one. I don't know. It's actually pretty hard, like surprisingly hard to find bad examples of trivia, or at least ones that are gonna be funny. Like some are just bad, but they're just boring and they're just whatever, they're nothing. But it's kind of a struggle to try and find, you know, intentionally find things that just aren't that good. If that makes sense. So I spent a lot of time trying to find these stupid ones, and yeah, I'm thinking I'm going to do it again. I'm going to make another couple ones of these. I was thinking at some point, if anyone's interested, of making like Quentin Tarantino version of pathetic IMDb trivia, or, you know, something like that, the MCU version, something like that. So if you like this video and, you know, you like those kinds of things, then look forward to that. Maybe just like comment below like what version of this series you would like to see. If you want to see a horror version, if you want to see an action version, if you want to see this, that, whatever, let me know, because yeah, I hope people are into this series, because I kind of want to keep doing it. It's really fun. I like it. Maybe it's just a nerdy, stupid thing that no one else finds as funny as I do, but I love it. So yeah, hopefully you did too. Thanks for watching. Do the things like, comment, share, subscribe, and all that stuff, and goodbye. See me next time. Right. I can't do that very well.